Hello there, everyone. It is Justin, your Eagle Skipper, here with episode 32 of Journey to the Top here with Darlington FC. Now, there's nothing that has happened since you were last here, just 4 games. Just one thing of note that I am trying to do, if we look at our club info screen, Steve Lynch here, our midfielder who's in on loan from York, and we can't play him today because that's who we're facing, is considered our key player and is progressing a lot. Our coaches think he could have championship potential. Where is it? Potential be a Sky Bet championship midfielder in the future. So yeah, we're going to be looking to bring him in, although they don't want to extend his loan as we are currently in the same division as them. I doubt they'll loan him out to a higher tiered club, but we're going to try to put in an offer and get him in our squad before too long. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the tactic that we're going to be putting out there against York. We're going to be sticking with this 4-3-1-2 with only one change from last game. We're putting Hatfield on instead of Savage and switching around our midfield trio just a little bit. But just, back four, Small, Annesley, Kwanzaa, and Hughes ahead of Davies, who's in goal. White, Dixon, Bonner, and Hatfield. Midfield, Connolly, Richards, and Charman in the attack. Let's go ahead and get into this game. It's the first leg of the semifinal of the FA Trophy. So against our local rivals, York, who consider Darlington to be fierce rivals in the game. As we get into the dressing room, let's tell them to pick up where they left off last. That's gotten the ends of the team some motivation. Let's see if we can fill out the rest of the squad with that green color, which we were able to do. And here is our little team view. Yeah, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. Nothing really to say of note, but it does look like we are indeed in our zebra uniforms once again. We'll go ahead and skip and get into this game. I am going to be showing both legs of this tie. We're going to be going on international duty. We've got 4 players leaving, including both of our left backs. So the second half of this leg will be a bit tougher, so we'll need to get what we can from this first tie. Let's go ahead and drop some encouragement on the team. Annesley's playing well, but nobody else is really doing anything. We've got poor XG, 3 shots, none of them challenging anything, let alone the keeper or the goal. But Hatfield is going to take a little free kick here, puts it over once. Kwanzaa, Charman sneaks ahead of him, puts it over. At least that was a highlight. Would ideally have liked to see a goal, but we always want to see a goal. Let's go ahead into the shouts, and do we want to fire up? Let's fire up the team a little bit. And that's giving them some red frowny faces. They're overwhelmed by that. Well, you got a lot of possession, but you're not doing anything with it. So, stop frowning. Having quite a bit of the possession. Really good pass completion. We're staying off of any cards, so that's good. Harker's probably going to come in for Richards or Connolly, bump up a little bit and bring White up there. Yeah, probably we'll do that. But we'll let halftime go by before we consider making any changes. This has just been a really boring first half. Just the one highlight. Never really challenging anything. Let's pump our fists and tell them to give the fans a performance to cheer for. And that they have the ability to make a difference. That's got some inspiration, so we'll hope that inspiration can spur some of our players to perform better in this second half. Because at the moment, it doesn't look like we have much creativity whatsoever, and this year we can't tell them to show us something creative, unlike last year. That's a team talk I used quite frequently in my own games. And finally get a highlight in the 54th minute. And are we going to keep hold of it? No, it does not look like it. So this is probably going to be a York City highlight. unless Kwanzaa does win that header, gets it up to Hatfield, who takes a moment, fires it, wanting Charman, excuse me. Can't quite find him. Charman is through on goal. Connolly can't get onto the rebound, but that was a really tight angle. Didn't think Charman could score there, even if he was able to get the shot past the keeper. But we are able to see a corner highlight, and Annesley's going to try to stick it in the corner. Can't quite, but Connolly's got the ball over to Richards, who puts in across for Luke Charman, who somehow gets a header away. Don't know what he was really trying to do with that. But nonetheless, the highlight comes to an end, and I think we are going to go into our substitutions. Let's take a look at the tactics. Let's push Connolly up there, up forward a little bit. Let's get him as an advanced forward. Let's take Richards down there and put White in as an advanced playmaker on attack. Do we want to give Richards a little bit of a run out as a box-to-box? Can he really do a job there? Here's the box-to-box. He can do a decent job, so we'll give him a little bit. We'll just shuffle them around and give them about 10 minutes time to make a difference in their new positions. And Richards is already improving his average rating, so that's good to see. But let's go ahead and demand more from the team as we await the 65th minute, which we are just about in. We're going to bring in Charlie Savage on for Richards, playing poorly. Lee Connolly's also not performing well, so we'll bring Rob Harker on for a run out. Hasn't played much recently. And I think we're going to hold on to our last change. And probably we'll be bringing on Ealing, maybe for Hughes, or maybe just to shake up the front. But in any case, I'm pretty disappointed with our showing here today. Yeah, let's just change the formation. We'll switch to this Gegenpress. We'll put Dixon Bonner up here on the left. Charman can go out on the right. Harker can go up there. And, I mean, I say they can. They really can't. They just have the ability to. And we'll make Charman as a target man, just to see if he can get something going for our club. Hughes has picked up a yellow card. Don't know if I want to take him off just yet. Although, let's just take him off, see what happens, because Small has been playing really well on the left side of defense. Ball gets over to Joe White, who is able to head it past the keeper into the goal. Good stuff from the guy who has literally played all over midfield this game. Hatfield just able to pick out the man who had the best chance of getting it into the net. Delivers, and White does not disappoint. Finally breaking past the keeper. Got quite a number of our defenders looking tired, so let's just hope we can see out this game. And as we get a highlight in the 88th minute, gonna be, oh gosh, that was poor from Savage. Was that Savage? That was White. That was a poor look from White, but Charman is able to end up with the ball. Gets it over to Savage. Sorry for telling you were playing poorly when you weren't even the one who was making that change. Get a little jumpy, and Joe White scores his second goal of the game. A nice pass from Savage in off the bench. Just got yelled at for something he didn't do, and White makes up for his mistake with that perfectly timed run. Sees there's nobody in the center and is able to sneak it past the keeper for his second goal of the game. And that really gives us a little bit of comfort going into the second leg, knowing that we have not given them an away goal and we have a 2-0 victory. So all we have to do is not lose by 2 goals in the next game. So let's tell them I'm happy with the way they played. because I'm happy with the way they played. But yeah, that is going to do it for the first half of this 2 legs. There's one game in between against Bromley that I'm going to play off camera, but we'll come back for the second leg of the FA Trophy semi-final, and I'll see you in a minute. And we're back for the second leg of our FA Trophy semi-final against York Town, and we just came off the back of this 1-0 defeat against Bromley. It was just poor. What can I say? It was a boring game, and it was poor. And as a result, we've made a few changes to our tactics. We're looking for overlaps rather than underlaps. Changed around a few position titles. Put Harker back in the field. Richards on the bench, playing particularly poorly. In fact, let me warn him for his recent form. Tell him to pick it up. He says he can't argue with that. Good enough for me. But yeah, Gilbert is coming back in after coming back from international duty, playing with the I think he was playing with the under-19s of Northern Ireland. But let's go ahead and get into this game, hoping we can improve on our 2-0 victory over them just a couple days ago. And let's get into the dressing room. Let's tell them that we can't allow complacency to undo what they have already done. Telling everybody, make a difference. Get into this match preview. I've also went around and told everybody that they played particularly poorly in that last game, and everyone's like, I can't argue with that. So that being said, let's see if this first opening kickoff highlight in many weeks can get us going on the right direction. Though as I say that, they've picked up the ball and are passing it around everybody and get a free shot. You may hear my dog chewing around. She has decided that this is the moment that she needs to chew the bone directly under my desk. So that may be that scratching noise you hear. But let's go ahead and click play and try to get a result, as we have conceded a 20-second goal. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Looks like the team has responded a bit better, and we are getting another highlight. Let's hope we're able to keep a hold of the ball this time. At least if we lose possession, let it be because it was a missed shot and not because... there we go. Exactly what we asked for, a missed shot. Now, next time we lose possession, it's a made shot. Let's see if that works. Using a little reverse psychology on them. Wants to find Reece Bennett. Hits it directly into the hands of the keeper, who moves it out really fast. And weren't able to get... Hughes, I think that wasn't able to get his head on it, but Gilbert was able to clean up enough to end the highlight. And really, we want to win this game, but we also want to win this tie. So if there's no highlights for the rest of the game, that'd be good enough for me. Though, ideally, we want to win this game. And one of the things to winning this game is taking the ball back, which Connolly just did very well there. And then White squandered the gain in possession and wasn't able to get the tackle on, as Gilbert is wanting to slow down this possession. Oh my gosh, who is that right there? Is that White? That is White. White is... Let's just berate the team because they have already let them come back, and goodness gracious. Don't need to see that yet. Get your frowny faces off. You haven't been playing well. And Savage is going up to get a kick once Kwanzaa goes down to Harker. And it's another corner. That was... I hope this is the actual highlight, and that was just the lead up to it. Actually, I hope this isn't the highlight. Goodness gracious. And it's not like we're playing poorly. We are beating them on XG. And Luke Charman finally, Kwanzaa secures us a penalty, and Charman is going to step up. I thought the penalty wouldn't be a highlight. That would have been extremely embarrassing. But Luke Charman is able to step up and try to get the ball in the back of the net for the first time in a couple games. And he is able to do that 35th goal of the season for Luke Charman. Excellent stuff. Although next time we'd like to see a goal from actual gameplay. We haven't done that in a little while. But professional job, just sticks it in the bottom corner of the net, and as it stands, that is enough. We can end off the highlight. No more highlights for the rest of the game. But as you know, that's not the way these things work out. Yeah, let's have them stay on their feet when they tackle. None of this yellow card nonsense. We need all our players on the field if we're going to keep this scoreline as it stands. But let's just drop a little bit of encouragement on the team. Our midfield is playing extremely poorly. In fact, so poorly that I'm going to switch White and Dixon Bonner just because they can't play any poorer than they are. Or at least I hope they can't. And why is that upset Gilbert? He's frustrated by being told that he can do it. Okay, you can't do it. I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless. And this looks like it's going to bring us into halftime unless there is a last moment highlight, which there isn't. Let's not tell them that they're leading on aggregate. Let's tell them not to get complacent. That they weren't bad but can improve. Weren't bad but can improve. Lots of faith, lots of motivation. Let's turn that motivation into a goal or two just to save some face on the night, even if we're not able to on aggregate. And I think White is going to be coming off soon. Who we got on the bench that can play there? Will Hatfield. We can move Savage over into the deep-lying playmaker role. Take White off for Hatfield because Hatfield likes to sit as a box-to-box midfielder. Lee Connolly is also playing extremely poorly. At some point, we'll look to get somebody on for him. Probably will be Richards coming on and pushing either Hatfield or Dixon Bonner further forward. But let's give it just a minute. It's time to see what we end up doing. And Gilbert is playing extremely poorly. Ealing, come on for him. And then Connolly has picked it up just a tad, and Dixon Bonner is not playing well. So let's bring Richards on for Dixon Bonner. Click continue. And see if that makes a difference for the rest of this game. Or at the very least, doesn't mess us over. But Ealing gets it to Harker, who loses the possession, but wins it back. Gets it back to Savage, who finds Kwanzaa, who puts a ball over the top, wanting Harker, who wasn't paying attention. But Savage is able to get a hold of the clearance, gets it back to Kwanzaa, who's going to put it over the top. Once Luke Charman, who gives a looping header directly into the hands of the York keeper, who gets the ball out pretty far, but Kwanzaa's able to get it down to Richards, up to Connolly, turns, shoots up to Charman, one touch. Oh, keeper wasn't able to keep a hold of it, and it looked for a moment like it would continue on, but no, it did not, and it got cleared for a throw-in. But no highlight came of it, so it must have been another poor possession. Let's tell the team to focus, just because we want to see out the rest of this game, and that's encouraged Richards, but everyone else has taken that poorly. I should have just kept my mouth shut, because they're not responding to me very well today. Well, there's 10 minutes to go in this game, and York has a highlight where they're knocking it around very well, and Kwanzaa's just wanting to get ahead out of play, but he can't quite yet. And York is coming forward, and Davies is able to get his hands on the ball, though it wouldn't have mattered because he was offside. Good enough, but an immediate second highlight for York is not exactly what we want to see, especially when they get a free header in the center of the 6-yard box. Davies able to track it out of play. But again, this is not exactly what we want to be seeing in the closing minutes of a game where we are barely ahead on aggregate. Let's go ahead and go down to defensive. Change our instructions. We really just want to see this game out. Much shorter passing. Just kick the ball around for the next 5 minutes until the ref gets bored enough that he just blows the whistle early. Though he's not going to do it, he's going to let them play an extra 2 minutes for whatever reason. Tell him I'm not happy with the second leg. Don't know why that's a demotivated Rob Parker. He played decently well, but he didn't get any shots off that looked good. So that has put us in the final of the FA Trophy for the second year in a row. Going to be playing against Wembley. Let's take a look at the schedule, see when our next game is going to be. We'll probably come back for this FA Trophy final. I expect that we're going to win the league. If things look like Dulwich Hamlet is going to charge back and win, we'll make a change, and I'll show you one of these upcoming games. But if we are just cruising through the rest of the season, we'll just go ahead and come back for the FA Trophy final. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment if you'd like to name one of our youth intake players, and subscribe if you'd like to join us on our journey to the top.